Hello, my dear students. I welcome you all for the next lecture of lines and angles. The test was nicely done by you all people, my dear students. You are really. Still, if there is some doubt regarding the two types of angles, especially adjacent angles and angles in linear pair. See, my dear students, angles both are, as I told you, both are very much similar to each other. Adjacent angles, basically we can say that every angles in linear pair are adjacent angles, but every adjacent angle is not angles in linear pair, because to become angles in linear pair, adjacent angles need to have some more properties. See, if there are two angles, this is angle 1, this is angle 2, okay, this is A, B, C, this is supposing X. So this is angle 1. Angle 1 is angle AXB, and angle 2 is angle BXC. If you add these two angles, then you get a complete angle, that is angle AXC. Okay, so in this case what happens, angle AXB, one small angle, plus another part angle BXC, if you add the two angle, then the new angle formed, or the complete angle formed, is this angle AXC. Okay, that will be the complete angle, angle AXC. Same case, if supposing instead of that, this is angle AXB, I am taking this angle AXB, and angle BXC is basically coming in this fashion. See, it is same, angle AXB, angle BXC. But when I take this angle AXB, my first angle, I take my second angle, angle BXC, my second angle, then the complete angle formed is angle AXC. This is the complete angle formed. Here the complete angle formed is angle AXC. Here the complete angle formed is angle AXC. But this complete angle is going to form a straight line. This complete angle is going to form a straight line. Here the complete angle is not going to form a straight line. Here the complete angle is going to form a straight line. So these are angles in linear pair. This can be written angle AXB, this angle AXB plus angle BXC. We can write angle AXC, but this angle AXC is a straight line, and the measure of a straight line is 180 degree. That's why we need to have 180 degree over here. Okay, my dear students. So this is how we were supposed to do, and most of you all have understood that. So now we can think of going further and solving the questions, but problem is that did I keep the question paper ready? I mean I don't think I have kept it ready. Okay, today we will have to follow the textbook because I forgot to keep it ready. Okay, my dear students, we will better follow the textbook today. It will be slightly difficult to read. Of course, you must be having your textbook with you. See here, actually exercise 6.1 if we talk about. See, in this first case, what are they doing? What are they asking? See here. This is basically the figure they have given us. The figure is something of this sort. This is a straight line AB. And then this is another straight line we can consider COD. And from here we have got one ray coming out. This is A, this is O, this is B, this is E, this is C, O, and this is your D. Now what are they telling? Lines AB and CD intersect at O. See, AB and CD intersect at O means line AB and CD are straight lines. Okay. If they have given angle AOC plus angle BOE, angle AOC plus angle BOE, this measurement is equal to 70 degree. Remember this addition of angle AOC and angle BOE. Try to understand. You have to remember, understand this. angle AOC, supposing if I keep this as 1, BOE as 2, supposing, this you are not supposed to do actually, it is not the right way of doing. Supposing, now this is angle AOC, this is your first angle, you can make out this is angle AOC, angle BOE, this is angle BOE, 70 degree, fine, this is your second angle, but they are not adjacent angles because there is a gap over here. This angle, they have given the addition of the two separate angles is equal to 70 degree. Angle BOD is equal to 40 degree. The BOD is this. This they have given as 40 degrees. Fine. Find angle BOE to find angle BOE and reflex angle COE. See here, now we have to understand this. Job of this is done. See, now you have to understand this. Reflex angle COE, we will discuss about this later. First we will concentrate on angle BOE. See, if you consider angle BOE, how is that? Find angle BOE. Okay, find angle BOE. BOE plus angle AOC is given to you and you have to find only angle BOE. See, angle BOD is 40 degree. Now can this angle BOD, angle AOC, angle BOE, can you have any relation because of angle this 40 degree? Which angle can you find? See, we know one angle, vertically opposite angle, is directly congruent to the other angle. There is no addition subtraction involved over there. Whenever possibility of vertically opposite angles are there, you should directly think about them. So here BOD is 40 degree, and what is the vertically opposite angle of 40 degree? Is this here, that is angle 1. So you can get angle AOC directly. Okay, solution. First, what are you going to do? Finding angle AOC. This you are going to find from here. Now here you will tell angle AOC is congruent to angle what? BOD. Right? Reason is vertically opposite angles. If you want, you can write are congruent. Fine, they are congruent, always congruent to each other. They are basically vertically opposite angles. Why they are vertically opposite angles? If I go to explain this, see, they have given AB is a straight line. AB, I'll read this. AB and CD are the lines. Try to understand this concept every time. This is the condition satisfied. They are straight line intersecting at point O. Therefore, angle BOD will be definitely congruent to angle AOC. Okay, that's what I am telling. BOD is congruent to angle AOC. Okay, and now because they have given you angle BOD is equal to 40 degree, angle is equal to 40 degree. This is given. Therefore, see, this is the way of writing, my dear students. I want you all people to write in this format only. You have to be very particular when you are presenting your answers, especially in geometry, even in maths, even in algebra, in science, everywhere. But in geometry, you have to be extra particular about that. So you have to write reasons wherever possible, whenever possible. So this is angle BOD. AOC is equal to BOD and BOD is equal to 40 degree. Therefore, angle AOC is equal to 40 degree. Fine. So you have found angle AOC. Always have the habit of bracketing the important part that you have found. So you have got angle AOC. Now see here, this is given to you. Angle AOC plus angle BOE is equal to 70 degree. Angle AOC you have got 40 degree. So if you substitute 40 degree over here, you will solve and you will be able to get angle BOE. That is what they have asked you to find. So now you will write over here, finding angle BOE. Now this what is given to you. See, these all now, it is always nice to write. It is always nice to write. You should always specify what you are trying to do, in what way you are proceeding in your solution. This is very important. This helps the examiner, the checker, to understand what you are trying to do, and then the checker becomes very lenient in giving you marks. The angle BOE, finding angle BOE. For that, what you are supposed to do, you are going to use this equation, angle AOC plus angle BOE is equal to 70 degree, and this is basically again given. Now angle AOC is equal to 40 degree plus angle BOE, you don't know. What you don't know, you are not supposed to substitute. This is 70 degree. Now here you can write substitution. You have substituted that. Okay. Now to find angle BOE, you will shift this 40 degree on the other side. Angle BOE is equal to 70 degree minus 40 degree angle 30 degree. So like this you have found angle BOE. Fine. The angle BOE is over. Now reflex angle COE. See, where is angle COE? COE is over here. Try to understand, my students. Now is the condition that you have to understand. Actually, I should have drawn it like this. Okay. See, this is your A, this is your B, this is your O, this is your C, this is your E, and this is your D. Where is your angle COE? See, actually, if you see, angle COE is this, and it is this. This is your angle COE. But when they ask you reflex angle COE, then it is always this on the other side. This is angle COE. Actual angle COE, whenever you take, the closer distance is supposed to be the angle, but reflex angle is always the larger part. This measure you have to find. And for finding this measure, angle COE continuously from here to here, what you will require? See what all things you have got. AOC, you have got AOC? Yes, you have got AOC. AOC will cover this portion. Fine. Then you have got what? You have got AOC 40 degree, you have got BOE. This also you have got. And BOD also you have got. Okay. Now is the question. See here. See, now it is the, see, you require to find this. That means you will only require to find only, see this, after to make this complete arc, or make this arc complete, you have got this. You have got BOE. BOE is up to here. Means you have got this. And you also have BOD. Means you also have this. But what is remaining is this. AOD. AOD is remaining. Okay. How you get AOD? Okay. Can you make out, my dear students? Angle AOD is actually forming a linear pair with angle BOD. See, this is angle AOD, angle DOB. Angle AOD, see, usually we form the linear pairs like this. This plus this. But this linear pair is formed like this. This is AOD and this is your B. Angle AOD is here plus angle DOB. Complete angle will be angle, this will be the complete angle, AOB, and that is a straight line. Are you getting? I am going ulta. Usually we do it in this fashion. A, B, D. Angle AOB plus angle BOD. Angle AOB plus angle BOD makes a complete angle, this. But this complete angle is basically a straight line. Same if we go in the reverse fashion. This is angle AOD, here it is D. Angle AOD and angle DOB, this is DOB. If you add this, the complete angle is this, which is again a straight line. So from this I can find angle AOD, and once I get angle AOD, then this angle plus angle AOD plus angle this and this, they will be the reflex angle COD. Okay, so now our next step is to find angle AOD first. So finding angle AOD. Finding angle AOD. So here now we know angle AOD. For that you will be using angles in linear pair. Angle AOD plus angle DOB is equal to 180 degree. Are you getting? See, I make it again. AODB. Angle AOD plus angle DOB is equal to 180 degree. Angle AOD plus angle DOB is equal to 180 degree, because angles in linear pair are supplementary. Supplementary means sum will be 180 degree. Out of this angle AOD you don't know, that is because of this angle AOD only you are solving this. Angle DOB is DOB or BOD, whatever it is, both is same. BOD or DOB is 40 degree. Fine. So 40 degree shifts over there. Angle AOD, this actually substitution, 180 minus 40 angle AOD 140 degree. So you have got the value of angle AOD. Actually this now here you should write, the main is what? This you are going to find, right? Reflex angle COE. This is your main. For doing this you are finding angle AOD. Here also angle BOE. For doing find angle BOE you are doing all these things. For finding reflex angle COE you are doing all these things. Okay, this is angle AOD. Now you have got angle AOD. Now you will use everything. Angle COA plus angle, see COA here, this part, plus angle AOD means this part. Angle COA means this part, angle AOD means this part, plus angle DOB means this part. See, everything has to be in continuity, no gap and no overlapping. I have reached over DOB, and now angle BOE is this part. Now this means that I have completed this complete arc, which is nothing but the reflex of angle COD is equal to reflex angle COD. Okay, so angle COA is 40 degree. AOD, you have found it over here, 140 degree. DOB is 40 degree, which is given. BOE, you have found it over here, 30 degree. Now if you add this, 140 plus 40, 180, 180 plus 40, 220 plus 30, 250. So reflex angle COD is equal to 250 degrees. I hope the answer is right. 6.1. Yes, 30 degree and 250 degree. Fine. So my dear students, first actually speaking, it will take some time for you all to trace the figure properly. Once you are able to trace the figures, then you will not have any problem. First you will have to learn to trace the figures. Now in this, the second question, what they are telling is that there is one line given here, XY, and over here there is a 90-degree perpendicular drawn, and then from here this is going to teach you something else. This is there, and of course this is a straight line. Okay, so just a minute, my dear students. There is okay, so here we get, this is our X, this is our Y, this is our P, this is M, this is of course O, this is N, that's all. Okay, and now what they are telling is that in the figure lines XY and MN intersect at O. So of course line XY and MN intersect at O, means they are straight line. XY and MN, they are straight line. So here this will be the vertically opposite angle. That means they are straight line over here. This will be vertically opposite angles at O. If angle POY is equal to 90 degree, so this is 90 degree. This is the typical square angle, is the indication of 90 degree. They are also telling A is to B is equal to 2:3, means this is A, this is B, this is equal to 2:3. Find C. C is this is A, this is B, and this is C. Find C, means actually angle A, angle B is given, and you are supposed to find C. See, now here also there are various ways that you have to understand. Okay, there are various ways that you have to understand, that we can solve this question into possible various ways. See here, if I consider this figure, it is like this, it is like this, it is like this. Okay, fine. So this is your X, Y, P. One thing you have to know, but one thing is very basic, C, and this is your O. See, this is 90 degree. Now because this is 90 degree, this angle POY is 90 degree, so POX also is 90 degree. Okay, POX also is 90 degree. One thing we can do, because this is 90 degree, from here you can find POX 90 degree, and then you will be able to find A and B. Now what you have to understand, see, we first only discussed that these are vertically opposite angles. Once this we know A and B, this also will be B, because they are vertically opposite angles. Whatever is the measure of angle B will be the measure of this angle also. And now we come over here as we did in the previous example. These are again angles in linear pair, X, Y, C. This you have found, this is B, and you have to find this as C. So X O C plus C O Y will be equal to 180 degree. You should know B. See, my dear students, slowly, steadily you have to grasp it, how it is happening, what it is happening. But here one basic thing is there, how to deal with the ratios A:B and 2:3. One very important thing that you have to remember, that is a basic thing, that's why that has been done in the lower standards. Find C. So here I am starting the solution definitely. See, whenever a ratio is given, so here angle POM, this is angle POM, angle A, and angle MOX are in ratio. What is the ratio? A is to B. See, this is one series that you have to understand. These angles are in ratio POM and MOX. This is the ratio is 2:3. This 2 does not mean that 2 is the angle measure of the angle A. 3 is the measure of angle B. No, the ratio is 2:3. Means whatever is their angle, whatever is this angle, when you divide them and reduce them, go on dividing them, it will reduce to 2:3. So first you write that angle POM and angle MOX are in the ratio A is to B. Okay, let the, and which is equal to 2:3. Let the common multiple be equal to x. Let the common multiple be equal to x. Means what? Basically, angle POM, whatever is the measurement of angle POM, whatever is the measurement of angle MOX, when I divide the two angles, they will go on reducing to become 2:3. Whatever is the measurement of two angles, whatever is the measurement of two angles, when I go on reducing them, they will reduce to 2:3. That means there is some number, when I multiply both the numbers by that same number, I don't know what that number is. If I multiply both the numbers by that same number, I will get the original numbers. I will have to multiply both the numbers. I don't know what this number is. At present what I tell, let the number be x, common multiple. It is called as common multiple. A multiple which is going to multiply 2 also, multiple which is going to multiply 3 also. This is basics. Okay, this we have done in lower standards. What is common multiple, what is a ratio, how to go from two original numbers to a ratio, and how to return from a ratio to the original numbers. If I take a example of that, supposing the original numbers are 42 upon 28. These are the original numbers. If I reduce them, it will become 2 2s are 2 1s are 2 1s are 2 4s are. Now this can be divided by 7 3s are 7 2s are. So this is basically what 42:28 is equal to 3:2. These are the original numbers. I can reduce them and they can become 3:2. 3:2. The ratio has become 3:2. This is the ratio. These are the original numbers. But if I want to go back to the original numbers, then I have divided them what? If I multiply them by 14 over here and 14 over here. See, in the same number I am multiplying. 3 4s are 12, 3 1s are 3 4, 42, 2 4s are 8, 2 1s are 2, 28. See, the original numbers will come. There is always a number. What I mean to say, one number will be always there, which is called as common multiple. You will multiply the ratio by that number, the numerator and the denominator both by the same number, and then you will be able to go to the original numbers. This is basic concept of that, ratio and original numbers. From original numbers, you go on reducing the numbers, you go on reducing the numbers, you will go to the ratio. From ratio, when you have to go to the original numbers, you have to multiply that ratio by some common multiple, one common multiple. When you multiply both by one common multiple, you will get the original numbers. So here we have got the ratio 2:3. But we don't know what that common multiple is going to be. It can be anything. But when I multiply it by the anything, then I will get the original numbers. So POM and MOX are in ratio 2:3. A is to B, which is equal to 2:3. Let the common multiple be x. I don't know what is that number that I have to multiply with 2 also, and I multiply with 3 also, so that I will get the original number. But I know, therefore angle POM will be equal to A. POM is equal to A. Will be equal to, what will be A? 2 into x. I will have to multiply 2 by that number, degree. And angle MOX, again I don't know what this is. It will be B. This B is equal to again 3x degree. This will be the original number, 2x, 3x. I don't know what it is. So at present I have taken this. So this is one important format that you have to remember. Whenever a ratio is being given to you, how to deal with the ratio. Ratio is there, write the ratio. What it is, they are the ratio of what? Whatever. It can be tomorrow father's age to son's age. Father and son. The age of the father and son are the ratio 7:3. That means father's age is 7x years and son's age is 3x years, where x is a common multiple. So you will have to write here father's age and son's age are in the ratio 7:3. Let the common multiple be x. Therefore, father's age is 7x years, son's age is 3x years. Now we are dealing with angles, not with the ages of father and son. So that's why we are dealing. They are the ratio. Ratio of what? These two angles. What are these two angles? POM and angle PMOX. Ratio of angle POM and angle MOX is equal to A:B, which is equal to 2:3. Let the common multiple be x. Therefore, angle POM will be A will be equal to 2x. MOX will be B will be equal to 3x degrees. And now these are degrees. Okay, these will be having a unit now. Now we will go to the next step. This is what was a basic. Now we know A plus B is equal to 90 degree. This is given. If this is 90 degree, this also is 90 degree. What is A? 2x. What is B? 3x. Add this 2x plus 3x will give you 5x. X is equal to 90 divided by 5. X is equal to 5 1s are 5, 5 8s are 40. See, now we have got the common multiple. This number is going to be 18. You multiply 2 also by 18 and 3 also by 18 and you will get the original numbers. Therefore, A is equal to, what is A? 2x. 2 into 18 is equal to 36 degrees. B is equal to, what is that? 3x. 3 into 54 degrees. So now you have got that. This is become 54 degrees. So see now, as you should remember what is our what are we going to do? We are going to actually do what? We are going to actually find the value of B first. This value of B will be the value of this YON. Fine. And then this and this will be angles in linear pair. Try to understand, my dear students. These and these will be angles in linear pair. So now this is done. Now angle B is equal to angle YON. Reason is vertically opposite angles. They are congruent, hai na? See, they are congruent. This angle B will be congruent to this. Try to understand, my dear students. You have to very well understand this. These are the lines. This is a 90 degree line. So this is B. This angle B will be congruent to this angle. What is this angle? YON. Are you getting? This angle B will be congruent to this angle YON. Therefore, angle YON. Therefore, angle YON is equal to what? B is 54 degree. 54 degree. Fine. If you want, you can write this is 1, this is 2, from 1 and 2. Okay. So you got YON is equal to 54 degree. So now you have come over here. Now the next part. What is the next part now? The next part is the down part now. This XOB, which is C, plus XON. Yes. XON plus NOY. Try to understand. XON plus NOY, straight line is formed, is equal to 180 degree because angles in linear pair. That you are going to use now. XON plus NOY. Now angle XON plus angle 180 degree, because angles in linear pair are supplementary. XON is C, right? XON is C plus NOY, you found it now, 54 degrees. Is equal to 180 degree. C is equal to 180 minus 54. 26 degrees. Okay, this will be the value of C. Okay, my dear students, see, we have to slowly, steadily proceed with these questions, because they are really, it will take some time for you to grasp this. You have to set your eyes on this. Once your eyes are set, this is right, my dear students, I just checked the answer. Once your eyes are set, then you will be able to run with this question, but till then you have to slowly, steadily get along. If we talk about the third question, do we have to go to the third question? Okay, we should. PQR is equal to angle PRQ, then prove that PQS is equal to angle PRT. Okay, then we have to just see here, these are the type of figures. See here, I will draw the question for you, figure also for you. See, they have told that this is the angle. Okay, they have told that this is PQR. This angle PQR is congruent to angle PRQ. You have to show that. See, angle PQR is congruent to angle PRQ. This is given. These two angles are given. And now you have to prove. See, don't get, these are very easy questions to prove and all. Normally students get upset with this type of questions, but you should know only thing that what are you going to apply. See, as I told you, PQS is congruent to PRT. See, now actually speaking, what you should do, now you know what type of angles you have learnt. You have learnt vertically opposite angles, you have learnt adjacent angles, you have learnt angles in linear pair. You have to deal with angle PQS, which is this angle. You have to deal with angle PRT, which is this angle. Are you getting? See, everything you have to think once and for all. You have to deal at this junction, that is angle PQS. You have to deal at this angle, that is angle PRT. Now you know vertically opposite angles, you know adjacent angles, you know angles in linear pair. These all things, these three angles you know. Now, where can you apply vertically opposite angles over here? As I told you, the condition has to be satisfied that you need to have two intersecting lines. There are no two intersecting lines. You will have to extend this down. Only when you extend this down, then you will get a vertically opposite angles over here. You will have to extend this down, then you will get a vertically opposite angles over here. So this is gone. Adjacent angles, see, very clearly you can see angles in linear pair. You can apply angles in linear pair in this junction, and you can also apply angles in linear pair in this junction. Try to understand. Think properly. Slowly, steadily you will be able to, that same thing will guide you further. What can you do now? Think of that first. When you don't know how to go, see the path that is in front of you. Don't see far away, that is in dark. But right now in front of you is light. Follow that light. That light will eventually take you to the target. Okay, so at present you can see that I can apply angles in linear pair over here in this junction, and I can apply angles in linear pair over here in this junction. When I apply angles in linear pair in this junction, then what is the equation that is getting created? When I apply angles in linear pair over here, what is the equation that is getting created? This you have to think first. Think this much only at a time. So what you will get is that I'm really sorry, my dear student. My actually throat is not at all well, and it keeps on giving problem. Once this lockdown is over, then I will go for a proper treatment. Okay, so this is P, Q, R, S, T. Now consider this. This junction, if I go for angles in linear pair, है ना? We know angles in linear pair. How do they look? Anyhow they are. Angle, this angle, है ना? Plus now written from here, this angle is equal to 180 degree. Are you getting? This is angle 1. Angle 1 plus angle 2. Add this is equal to 180 degree. Fine. So if I do it over here, then what I get? See, angle SQP plus angle PQR. After going over there, I'll get P. Angle SQP. Written from there, PQR. Angle SQP plus angle PQR is equal to 180 degree. Fine. At this junction, I got properly the angles in linear pair. Similarly, I have to get it over here. What do I get over here? Similarly, I can travel in any fashion. I can travel from here, I can travel from here. Angle TRP. Angle TRP plus TRP plus PRQ. This is Q over here. Angle PRQ is going to be equal to 180 degree. Reason for both of this is angles in linear pair are supplementary. See, my dear student, these figures now, this you should draw always. These are the one who are going to train your mind and eyes both. You should always draw this figure. This I am drawing not for me. I am drawing so that you understand what my eyes are tracing. And same you have to do. Train your eyes first. How this is moving with the help of pen. Once your eyes are trained to see, then you will not require pen. Without pen also you will be able to write it. And once you are mastering that, then just by looking at the fair figure, even you will be able to do it. But have the habit of writing this. Have the habit of drawing this figure. This will help you. In whole ninth you follow this. Even if you are able to understand what is happening, how it is happening, draw this figure. I want you all people to draw this figure. If you really want to master geometry, follow what I am telling. Eventually what you can do is that this size of the figure will go on becoming tiny. The same figure, if I will draw for myself, I will draw a tiny figure. That is sufficient for me. But I want you to understand, that's why I am drawing this large figure. But draw this figure. No teacher is going to cut your marks. Have an habit of drawing this figure in pencil. In pencil. Then the teacher will actually admire you. Because this should not disturb the main solution. So for that, what you should do is that draw it with pencil. I usually do it drawing with pencil, but then I doubt how much this camera will catch it. That is the reason I am drawing in black. Okay. So coming back to this, so what we did is that in this question, what we did, we have to prove this PQS is equal to PRT. We just remove that PQS and PRT. We only just saw that PQS is lying over here and PRT is lying over here. At this junction, what can I apply? I can apply angles in linear pair. And then I applied angles in linear pair, I got this equation. Try to understand, I got this equation. I told you, whenever, first of all, the condition should be satisfied. Yes, it is converting into a straight line. I can apply angles in linear pair. And then I get this equation. Then I applied angles in linear pair over here. I got this equation. Now these are the two equations. Now what do I get from these two equations? What do I get from these two equations? Okay. See, this is also 180 degree. This is also 180 degree. Try to understand what I am doing. This is also 180 degree. This is also 180 degree. So because this is 180 degree, this is 180 degree, this whole thing, whole left hand side has to be equal to this whole left hand side, because this left hand side is right hand 180 degree, this left hand side also is 180 degree. So from 1 and 2 we get this whole thing, whatever is written over there, this right hand side is equal to this right hand side, so these left hand sides are going to be equal. Whole left hand side, you understand what is the left hand side? And everything that is on the left hand side of the equal to sign, everything is that on the right hand side of the equal to sign. At present, on right hand side on the equal to side is only 180 degree, here also it is only 180 degree, so both the right hand sides are equal, so both the left hand sides also should be equal. And what is the left hand side over here? Angle SQP plus angle PQR is equal to, and the second left hand side, angle TRP plus angle PRQ. This is what you will get. One more thing that you have to understand, this is the next step that you have to understand. When you apply theorems, when you applied one theorem, one equation got generated. When you applied second theorem, second equation got generated, and from these two equations third equation got generated. Understand this slowly, steadily, whatever I am telling. Eat only one morsel at a time, only one question at a time, only one question in a day, but understand that question in and out. So are you understanding what I am telling? I repeat, here I applied angles in linear pair, I got this first equation. Here I applied angles in linear pair, I got this second equation. From these two equations, I compared the two equations. Right hand sides of both are equal, so both the left hand sides also will be equal. I just copied the whole left hand side I wrote over here, whatever it is. I just copied the whole left hand side I wrote on the other side, whatever it is, and they both are going to be equal. And now I compare the two. See, now I have to be alert. They have given me PQR is equal to PRQ. PQR is equal to PRQ. They are equal. So if I take them over here, angle SQP plus angle PQR, I bring this over here, minus angle PRQ is equal to angle. So these both are equal, values are equal, so they both will get cancelled, since PQR, angle PQR is equal to angle PRQ is given. You should write this, because they both are equal and they both are subtracting each other, so they have to cancel out. And then what remains over here is angle SQP is equal to angle TRP, and this is what you want. SQP is equal to TRP, except you got it, but the same. SQP and PQS are same, therefore angle PQS PRT, same it is. And as long as Q is in the middle of PS, it is same angle. As long as R is in the middle of TP, they are same angles. Hence, proved. Okay, my dear students, so I hope these exercises are really very important. I'll stop over here. I want you all people to understand these three questions properly. Understand these three questions properly in and out, and then we will proceed further with the next pair of questions. 3, 4, 5, 6, only 3 more questions. Okay, my dear students, thank you very much. Practice, my dear students. Practice 9th is very, very, very important. It really makes your base strong. Be strong. Okay, stay home, stay safe, stay calm. I love you all. Bye, my dear students. Thank you.